Hey everyone, my name is Annie, and today we're going to talk about how to make that fluffy, airy light snow. You can begin by press Add New Visual Effect and name the visual effect. In this instance, we're going to call it Snowy, and press Create. Then you will be led to the VFX editor, and you can click on Emitter, and this is where the magic begins. Now you will see that the type is continuous for the particles, and we're going to change the count to 14, so there's multiple of them. The time will be changed to 0.6, and then we will go down to lifetime, which for the duration, we will also be changing it to a little bit longer. Then we're going to press on the plus button where you're going to see more choices, and because it is the snow, the directions of the movements will be a little bit random, so we're going to find random direction option. And then we will also change the speed in the random direction, and here on the scene you can see now that the particles are moving in all different directions now. Then we're going to go back and press the plus sign again, and this time we're going to look for position box. Now, position box is basically a 3D dimensional area where the particles are, and that's where their activities will be in. And once you press the position box, you will change the dimensions. And in this instance, we will be changing it for a larger area, where we will put 50, and then the second one we will change it to 0.3, and then the last one we'll also pick 50. Then going back to the plus button, now we're gonna pick scale. Scale basically is the size multiplier applied to the particles. And in this instance, we are changing the scale to 0.5 since the snowballs are light and small and fluffy. Next, because it is the snow, it is not just all drifting in a regular pattern for all of them. So now we're going to go to behaviors and click on the plus sign and add random drift. And for random drift, we're going to enter the number 0.2 in all of them. And basically what it does is it's a subtle randomized movement applied to the particles over time, giving you a little bit of the randomness of how the snow is falling through the sky. And definitely, I encourage you to always play around with the numbers and see how it affects the particles as you change them. But of course, the snow is not just flowing anywhere in the sky. There is always gravity on Earth. So we're going back to press the plus sign on the behaviors, and this time we're going to click on gravity. And gravity is basically a force that pulls the particles in a specific direction. And as you can see that right now the gravity is 8, which makes the particles getting pulled downwards really fast. As we change it to 0.8, you can see that the pulling of the particles is a little bit slower, but still way too fast. So instead we change it to 0.1, and now everything looks a bit better. Next, so this time we're going back on top, click on the plus sign, and select Change Opacity. We want the particles to have kind of a fade out effect because, we want the snow to feel like they're falling down on Earth and lightly disappears. So Change Opacity basically adjusts the transparency of the particles over their lifetime. In this instance, we're changing B to 1. And we're actually going to add one more effect, which is called linear damping. Linear damping is basically a resistance force applied to the particles that gradually reduces their velocity over time, is simulating the air resistance or friction. So when you're happy with how your snow looks, now remember to save it and close the window of the VFX editor. Now you can just simply drag and drop the VFX you just created into the scene. You can also move the VFX around, and in this instance, we're going to move the snowy a little bit higher so it starts falling from the higher ground. And there you go. You have just created your first VFX in Hology Engine. For all the terms that we have just mentioned, it is also below in the video description. For any questions or concerns, you can also contact us at our Discord or feel free to reach out to us on our social media linked below. See you next time. Bye!